Education. Without it, nations fail to rise, and without it, nations fail. We have a marvelous education system in Dare County. The Dare Education Foundation was created to support that system with money, ideas, and imagination. The ideas usually come from the school system, the teachers, and that's what we're here to support, because those ideas are support for the students. What have we done? We provide funds for teachers for national accreditation and continuing education. We provide funds for grants that the teachers imagine for their students to learn. We have funded 24 housing units in Kill-Level Hills at Run Hill Ridge for teacher housing. We have another 12 units in Hatteras. That is to attract teachers who would not have been able to afford to live here because of our high cost of housing. But I'm more interested in what are we going to do. The projects and innovation will come to us through those who exercise it every day, the teachers. And understand, it's said that between the last 50 and 100 years, more advances in education and everything have occurred than the millions of years before. I'm looking out the window now of the Media Center at First Light High School, Wright Brothers Monument. Now, those two gentlemen from Ohio had to know something about other than flight because it had never been done before. They were bicycle makers, so they must have known about physics, must have known about aerodynamics, a new and coming science. They must have known something about geography. They found us. And they must have known something about the weather because they had the winds that made the program work. So they had interdisciplinary skills before we use that word, I think. So that's what we're doing now with our students, is to teach them how to survive and thrive in our complex world today. So education is not a sole proprietorship for each student. Education happens with the support of many. I'm excited that Dare Education Foundation, our wonderful school system, and its cadre of teachers, and the community can support every student to make all of this happen.
The mission of Dare County Schools is to educate every child. That's why it's so significant that the programs of the Dare Education Foundation have touched all 11 schools with 4,800 students and over 450 teachers. It's truly no exaggeration to say that each and every school and student have benefited because of the very cutting-edge programs such as Teacher Academy, 21st Century Grants, and Passport to Higher Education. That's even more significant when you know that North Carolina leads the nation in the percentage of teachers with National Board certification, and now Dare County is above the state average. Teachers have taken full advantage of the opportunities to apply for Dare Education grants. Well over $100,000 worth of grants from Dare Education Foundation has gone directly into classrooms. These grants have supported all sorts of academic, artistic, and environmental endeavors. And I mean, it runs the gamut. It could be robotics, it could be data loggers, it could be microscopes. You could be looking at flutes, violins, iPads, Kindles, and even outdoor classrooms.
A few years ago, the Dare Education Foundation helped establish the China Partnership at First Light High School. Last year, I was fortunate enough to travel to China along with 12 other students. It was a life-changing experience. We went all over the country, visited many cities, and really saw how different it is in other countries and put it into perspective how we live here today. It really gave me a deeper understanding of how lucky we are to be where we are. If it weren't for the Dare Education Foundation, I may have never had that opportunity that changed my life.
I am the countywide National Board Facilitator, and I'm fortunate to be able to work with a variety of candidates, initial candidates, renewal candidates, and candidates who take 1 or 2 years to earn their national boards. And I can tell you that working closely with these individuals, they are extremely appreciative that Dare Education Foundation is able to support them financially, to take some of the burden away from them during this process. It's critical that Dare Education Foundation continues to give us this support so that teachers can continue to do the awesome teaching that they're doing, reflect on their teaching, improve their teaching. Having National Board certified teachers in our county is a big deal. It's a big deal for our teachers, for our schools, for our students, and for our community, and we are so grateful that Dare Education Foundation is there to support us.
The Dare Education Foundation has helped me immensely in many areas of my career. To begin with, it helped me realize my dream of going to graduate school at East Carolina. When I graduated from Carolina in 1992, I figured that was the end of my formal education. And when the opportunity arose in 2003 for me to get my degree, I was just thrilled. I wasn't sure if I could fund it, but knowing that DEF was there to help support me was really the key factor that enabled me to go back.
Here at Nags Head Elementary School, we are so excited about our outdoor classroom called the Nags Head Elementary School Garden of Learning. This project was supported by the community and would not have been possible without the support of the Dare Education Foundation. The Dare Education Foundation not only supported our classroom here at Nags Head Elementary School, but classrooms at other schools in the county.
Education means so much to us all. We live in an amazing community that has a lot of priorities. Among them, of course, education, probably at the top of the list. And Dare Education Foundation has been a key in the last few years, particularly of really elevating what we can accomplish as a school system here on the Outer Banks. Dare Education Foundation supports so many initiatives, I can't even keep them all in my head at one time. You know, from the cutting edge technology in the classroom, the grant programs, ways that teachers can better themselves, and of course the real big one, teacher housing. We've got teacher housing down in Hatteras now, up here in Kill Devil Hills. When just coming out of school as a teacher, housing is a big issue. It really is expensive to live here on the Outer Banks, especially to get started. Without this program, we wouldn't have the ability we have today to recruit and retain the amazing quality teachers that we have today. You know, we're all so blessed to live in a community that gives and gives and gives. And then you have Dare Education Foundation that elevates what we can do as a community with the future of our community. It just means so much to me personally, and I'm so impressed with the way our community comes together for this cause.
I live in Run Hill Ridge. I love living there. The Dare Education Foundation provided affordable housing so that someone like me could come and live in Dare County. And I wouldn't have been able to come if it weren't for the affordable housing. My daughter and I moved in and immediately had wonderful neighbors and a community that helped us settle to life in a new town at the same time as helping me adjust at school. If it weren't for the Dare Education Foundation, other teachers like me wouldn't have the opportunity to come and live and work in Dare County. I'm so thankful for the support of the Dare Education Foundation.
One of the most exciting recent success stories that I can think of where Dare Education Foundation funding played a tremendous role was in the introduction of iPads to 5th graders at First Flight Elementary School. Dare County Schools has long enjoyed a reputation across the state of North Carolina as a leader in instructional technology. That's very important because when our students go away to college or to the workplace, they are able immediately to use the most advanced equipment available. But in recent years, the financial climate, dwindling budgetary resources, and lack of capital funds has stalled our initiatives. We've actually been in danger of losing our place at the forefront. But in 2011, the Dare Education Foundation turned one of our dreams into a reality when it provided the funds for one-to-one computing for the 5th graders at First Flight Elementary and gave them an iPad. When I see First Flight Elementary School when they're using their iPads, I think to myself, thank you, Dare Education Foundation, for making this possible.